I have people that have tried it. You can try it in your personal life and get back to me. You want to save and you have not eaten, that savings will fail. You want to make investment, you want to force it. Most times you will clear the investment, liquidate it, just to get by. How then do people that have assets do it? Cash flow is number one. This, my friend, I'm saying, when his wife started earning something tangible, after a while, he has cleared his debt. After a while, his savings is tangible enough. It's not like he had an extravagant lifestyle. He was just stranded because he wasn't earning enough. After a while, his savings became tangible. After a while, he told me, Louis, I won't buy land. It all started with, there was enough margin. In Nigeria today, even if you're a single person, calculate your cost of living in a month. You'll be shocked. If you don't know that you spend so much because you've not tracked it, you'll be shocked as a man, as a woman. So you need to earn more to even have margin to think about wealth creation long term. So some of the books that can back this, if I should say them, The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wallace. The book was written in 1910. It's not a recent book. It's a book that you have to search for. I have it. Think and Grow Rich tells you about psychology and all of that. Then the richest man in Babylon actually said 10%. Why I said 25% is that 25% gives you enough margin to accumulate faster, because we are talking about Naira. Naira is always facing inflation, losing value. 25%, at least in 3 years, your savings is tangible enough to start having some level of investment. So with these few points, I believe, and again, don't take my word for it. See if you can implement it. Give yourself just 2 months. The first part is track your expenses. Most people don't track their expenses, so you can't even measure. When I started tracking my expenses, I just have a wife and a daughter. Our expenses at home is over 400,000. I'm not buying any new thing. It's just to eat food, do transport. You will look at me, maybe I'm exaggerating it. Track your expenses and you see that it is tangible enough. It's serious money. It greatly exceeds your salary. So you are even on deficit. If you can get that and have something that beats that expenses and then gives you enough margin, you see that your progress to wealth becomes a little bit faster. I hope this makes sense, please. Thank you.
All right. A round of applause for Mr. Louis. Any other question? Okay. A suggestion.
An idea, probably. So, Mr. Lewis, here's what I want to say. In the course of your speech, or will I call it your teaching, you outlined desire, purchasing power before need. Now, from my own standpoint of studying humans and how humans think, what do you think when we look at it from the angle of lifestyle? These days we try to include it into our lives, and a good number of Nigerians live their life based on an existing or a supposed lifestyle. Here, this is an analogy. I earn 70,000, but of course there's a desire. There is no need. There is no need. There is no purchasing power. But because I want to meet up to an existing lifestyle, I put everything, including owning or owing, living my life in a deficit just to acquire probably an Apple device because of a lifestyle. So, bringing it back into people who do, people now do that. So, as a producer, an inventor, an author, I might also want to toe that path, such that if we can dangle the carrot long enough to attract a particular lifestyle, people will go out of their way to create purchasing power even for products they do not need. I don't know if you are getting where I'm coming from now. Yes. Do you agree or disagree, sir?
All right. Thank you for that input. Yes, it makes sense. There is a law that states that, what they call it, desire. When you have more money, you automatically want to buy more things. okay, the needs will grow to accommodate income. Anytime you start earning higher, you find yourself still in that loop of always being stranded because your lifestyle, you want to upgrade your lifestyle so fast. That's why I say there's a system to it. Why I place desire first is that desire, purchasing power, and then need. Most of the things we need, most of the things we currently buy, we don't need them. You can get by with practically anything. You understand? So when it comes to lifestyle, I will place lifestyle under desire. It's because you desire that lifestyle. My wife practically begs me, baby, sew new clothes now. I say, see my plenty clothes, I never wear them finish. I say, no, you need new clothes, you need new clothes. I say, I don't need new clothes, I don't need, it will be an argument. It doesn't freak me, go to office, just come back. I have a very simple lifestyle. There's no amount of exposure to wealth that I've had that triggers me, except you are not used to it. I had a practical example where a friend of mine took me and my friend, another friend of mine, said, let's go and buy a car. This guy flew from Lagos to Abuja, took me to a car stand in town here. He paid for a car of 85 million naira. Prior to paying for that car, he had an ML350, 2015. Very clean, very neat. He said, oh, this ML, they serve me again. I said, this car, what they see so? This ML, what they see so? Very solid car. Where did they sell like 15 million or there? But he said, no, he don't want to use any Nigerian car again, no. If he use Nigerian car again, he don't outgrow him. His desire. It's not just the lifestyle. He desired it. He bought a Mercedes-Benz 2021 GLE 63 or thereabout. 85 million naira. Direct. When we were there, he saw another car he liked. He said, oh, his wife will like this car. Range Rover Discovery, 2022. He asked, how much be this car? They said, 70 million. He said, but they keep on for him. Something ticked in my brain. I said, waiting be this. There's a desire to meet up. Even that lifestyle you're talking about, if you don't have the desire, it doesn't influence you. I was exposed to all of these things. He asked me, say, when we're going to discuss about car, I'm going to talk about small smoker. He will say, Louis, stop this thing. Leave this thing, you can buy. Put your mind to it. I agree. But at this level, you know how you can cut your clothes to your material, not even to your size, to the level you can afford, so that you don't get stranded. If you get stranded, he's not going to come through for you. Who are you going to call? Your father, your mother, your siblings? Everybody is trying to survive. So the lifestyle comes from an innate desire to meet up, to measure up. So desire is the primary reason why people buy. All my younger siblings, they have been using Apple products for as far back. Sometimes I may they send them money. I know they use Apple products. They say, no, Louis, you they miss. I say, I agree. People don't influence me unnecessarily until something clicks and I see a genuine value in that thing I'm buying before I can make that purchasing decision. There are things I've bought. Women will understand impulse buying. You just see something, you like it. But why you buy it is because you look at your pocket, there's money. If money no there, you go all live and face. So desire number one, sometimes women will just add to cart, go to Temu. Their cart is filled up, go to Jumia. Their cart is filled up. They wait, make money just come. As money just they come, they start buying. So when people go out of their way to borrow money to fulfill desires, it's only on desire, it's not on need. It's not on need. People don't go out of their way to fulfill needs. So person if you never eat, you'll see how they gather money for something, one nonsense. Because now they're in mind day. And now that thing go do. Before I came into the message, let me use myself as an example. Because my parents, they relocated to the east. I was staying alone in the family house. 6-bedroom, big boy, and all of that. I go carry money, go club. Food no dey my house. But at the club, dey my mind. I'll come back, my belly go, they bite me. So sad, but it was something I had to experience. That is human psychology is just like that. If you can deduce it, then you can use it to make money, but don't let it work on you. That is my take on it. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I hope we are all blessed here. We are learning, right? We are learning, right? You can use it. You can use it. But don't let it be used on you. Don't use it on yourself, but you can use it. It works. Seriously, it works. And as he was speaking, I began to understand that some things which I started doing as a married man, all these calculations, I didn't even know I was already doing them. You know, needs, wants, putting this before that, there was a time I told my wife, I said, see, 2 million naira if you pass my account. Boxers way don't worn out, way I feel no even change them. But we know that we have utilized the cash for something useful, you understand? And you know go move me. You understand? So, God bless you, brother. God bless you. Another round of applause for him, please. All right. So we have some other persons that have joined us online. We have Miss Blessing Wuyep, a student of computer science and currently learning a skill in web development, currently in Abuja. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. We have Chinedu David, a live stream director and cinematographer based in Enugu. He is currently with us online. Please, a round of applause for them. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, we have Mrs. Oyindamola Oloyede and Mr. Moses Oloyede. Then we have Beatrice Precious. A round of applause for them, please. We have Okonkwo Somtochukwu online. Please, a round of applause. Okay. We have the president is also online. A round of applause for him too. Then let's move on to, okay. Okay, we have, I mentioned Akpoke Moses online. A round of applause for him. We have Mrs. Grace St. Patrick. A round of applause for her. We have Ruby Joseph. A round of applause for her. So as they keep coming in, we'll keep welcoming them. So at this juncture, we would have a quick icebreaker. This will be handled by Sharon Isaac. Very quick one. This is just to ease our minds and keep us sharp and active. Sharon, please. Where is she? All right, a round of applause for her, please. Thank you.
All right, hello everyone. So this is just a very brief icebreaker, and it's simply just a question, but I will need 5 volunteers. Now, remember that this icebreaker, you're going to get an airtime recharge for whoever wins this. So I just need 5 persons. It's very simple. Take the bold step. This is a business seminar. Okay, please, just you can come out. You can come out. Or rather, whoever wants to participate. Whoever wants to participate.
If you put it out for them, you won't see a lot of volunteers. So it's better you pick them. And at this juncture, I want to mention something. You know, standing here, I get to see enthusiastic people and non-enthusiastic people. And I find it very appalling that we would invite someone and the person is more enthusiastic than us. I'm not sure, I don't know if he's still around. This man, Mr. Lewis, the enthusiasm with which he was clapping, being involved, this is what we should have. But when we are sitting lackadaisically and, you know, when it's time to clap, we are clapping like say one clap, say you pay 500. You get a CB. So please, let's be involved. Let's sit up. Let's be involved, please. Thank you.
Thank Thank you very much for that little encouragement. So please, with that being said, we need more people. All right, I'm going to pick. Grace, are you among? It's Richard's card now. All of a sudden, I can't even remember people's names again. Okay. No. Sir, please, what's the name? Marcus, please. You don't. You will win something, no? Like I'm literally begging. It shall be how much? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So the first question I have here is. It's an objective question, so I'm going to read out the options. Who is often called the father of modern management? A. Peter Drucker. B. Elon Musk. C. Warren Buffett. D. Steve Jobs.
Peter Drucker.
Okay.
I'll pick Steve Jobs.
Okay. All right. So we have our
She don't hear
winner.
job inside.
We have our winner, and the winner goes to no, it's actually Peter Drucker, who is the father of modern management.
It's not drunkard though.
Drucker.
Drunkard.
Drucker.
Drugger.
D-R-U-C.
I know.
Thank you very much. All right. Please, a round of applause for our winner.
All right. A round of applause for Sharon, the ice block breaker. Sir, please, what's the name? I'm not sure you were. Okay, it wasn't there. Okay.
My name is John Arodiogu.
John?
Yes, I was invited by Isaac.
Okay, I think I saw your profile. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. John. You are welcome. You are welcome. A round of applause for Mr. John. All right. Okay, so at this juncture, we're supposed to have a panel discussion, but one of the panelists is not on ground. He'll be here soon. So with that, we'll jump to the next presentation. This is the details of this presentation is the future of work and business, how young people can thrive in a changing economy. This is going to be by Gabriel Indajon. So a round of applause for Gabriel, please.
Good morning, everybody. The future of work and business, how young people can thrive in a changing economy. Okay, so not to waste so much of your time, this is not my slide. This was last year's slide. So I'm going to start by asking a question, right? How many of you here have someone or a cousin or a brother or a friend who was working and was laid off for no reason? Just wave your hand. If you have somebody that was sacked for no reason, there was no... Even if someone just lost his job, right? We cannot relate. You might not have happened to you, but you might have somebody that... Yeah, so... The thing is, the economy keeps changing every day. And I think I was watching an interview with the owner of Stanbic IBTC, and he said the opportunities he had 30 years ago are not available to young people now. So what do we do as young people in this changing economy? That's what I actually just want to talk about, right? Sorry. Okay, so I said, yeah, thank you. The future doesn't belong to the most educated person in this room. The future doesn't belong to the richest. The future doesn't actually belong to the smartest or the most talented person, right? It belongs to the person who can actually adapt. So in a changing economy, adaptability is very key. So if you can adapt, create value, and keep learning, you can have a space in the future. The ones who stop hunting for a ladder and start building a floor instead. Now, by a ladder, I'm going to explain. Next page, please. Sorry. The next one. I've moved from there. Yeah. So, there's a ladder, right? There's a ladder that we normally use, that we're introduced to at a certain time in our lives. And that ladder is no longer there. It's not like it's broken, it's gone. So the ladder is go to school, graduate, get a job, and let's even leave marriage. Marriage is still a choice, yeah? But get a job and you are secured. But in our modern day, that's not the reality. There's a whole lot of things that has changed. And I'm not going to stand here and give you a lecture about artificial intelligence. Nah, it's not. It's one of the things that has changed. It's one of the benefits of this economy we are in. And if you can use it, kudos to you. But if you can't, let me leave it at that. Sorry for the laugh. So the gates, I'm going to just, next slide. I'm going to just list out a few things. The next slide, please. The next one. Sorry. So I wrote here, I said, for decades, there were gatekeepers standing between you and a stable life. A degree was a gatekeeper. It decided who got interviewed and who didn't. A company was a great gatekeeper. It decided who got promoted and who got let go. Geography too was a gatekeeper. Where you lived decided what jobs were even available to you, right? One by one, those gates are coming down because now we now have an economy where all those things doesn't matter. Again, your degree doesn't necessarily determine where you work. You have people who studied history working in the banks. You have people who studied linguistics in House of Reps. It should be political science, right? So the degree doesn't matter again. The companies change, right? They can restructure. A company can start out doing one thing, and then after a while, they say, no, we're not doing this again, let's change. And then they let go of everybody that was there before. And then there's what we call remote work now. You don't have to be in Kaduna to work in Kaduna. You don't have to be in Canada to work in Canada. You can work in Canada from Nigeria, from the comfort of your home, right? So, basically, consumer trust has shifted from individual pages, shifted to individual pages and not brands. So it's not, people normally will look for companies that do this service. But now we're looking for individuals, right? So every day, the economy keeps changing. The economy keeps changing. And the fear of missing out is not actually wrong, right? It's what you target that fear to that's wrong. So if you say, oh, I'm afraid that I might lose my job because of the economy is changing, then you've already failed. It's as good as you've lost it. So your question should be, what do I do to keep myself in a safe space, even though the economy changes. So it's what I call invaluability. You become invaluable. Like, you have more value and you cannot be easily let go, right? Sorry. Chai. So, if the ladder is gone, right, what replaces it? If the ladder of get a job, go to school, graduate, get a job is gone, what replaces it? On my slides, I'm on the part where I titled "What the Future Rewards." If the ladder is gone, what replaces it? I wrote here, I said, not more credentials. You can get more certificates, and it doesn't change anything. You'll still be stuck, right? You can even get more skills, and you'll still be stuck. You'll still be lost. But what replaces the ladder is not another ladder. It's not you building your own ladder. No. What you should do is create a floor for yourself. Where you for? Not 5 years from now. Like, pay for, like, if I create a value, somebody should be able to pay for it today. Not that it will take time. Because, like Louis said, what happens when there's no income? You might have gone to be with the Lord before you eventually... Exact hunger if you don't kill you, right? So, let me say this idea plainly, because I want you to live with it. Structure is the new job security. Structure is the new job security. Everything I've been saying borders around having a structure, right? Not talent, not hustle, not who you know. Yes, all these things can help you, but if you do not have structure, you are lost. Now, if you watch the fight between Very Dark Man and Billord, what Very Dark Man used to win Billord is structure. Billord is a businessman, but Very Dark Man has structures put in place. Like, he has contingencies in structure. That is what I'm trying to explain to you. The security you get now, your job is not secured. Even if you are being paid 5 million naira per month, even per day, it's not secure. They can let you go tomorrow. And that is the economy we find ourselves in. People tend to rely on AI, and then, okay, let me just use AI. So these people that have 100 employees, but if an AI can do what 100 people can do and do it better, it's a waste of money for me. Why wouldn't I just subscribe to the AI and then pursue those people? Thank you very much for your service, but I no longer need you again, right? Now, the people who will be fine 5 years from now, the ones still standing, still earning, still growing, will not be the most gifted people in this room. They will be the ones who took what they know and gave it a name, 1, gave it a price, 2, built a system around it, 3, made it something that can survive them being sick for a week. So there are some people that if you are not present in your business for 1 week, no sale, you don't have a structure. You don't have a system. So the people who will survive 5 years from now are the people who have is a structural problem. Are the people who have built a system and have structure down, right? Going forward, I have what I call the biggest risk for young people, right? The biggest risk for young people. I wrote here, I said, it is dangerous to wait for the perfect job. There is no perfect job waiting for you at the end of a long queue. That's, this thing, the light at the end of a tunnel. There's, most times, the light, you have to go and bring the light and start from the beginning. There's light is not always at the end of the tunnel. It's an illusion, right? Because you keep walking and walking and you keep seeing the light in front. They reach. Tomorrow never comes. Yeah. So, it's dangerous to depend on one's income source in this day and time. Because depending on one income source is, even the Bible said the Garden of Eden was watered by 7 rivers. So imagine you now how can you survive with only 1 river? It doesn't make sense, right? It's dangerous to resist new tools, the software, the platforms, the AI, because they feel familiar or beneath you. And that's a problem I notice. Even I too sometimes. I look at some AI and I'm like, nah, I don't pass this level. And that's actually not very right. There are some tools that you need, but you be like, no, it's not necessary. So I was saying something to a friend yesterday. I said, this generation we find ourselves in is a very lazy generation. Nobody is willing to do much, right? And even when they now find something that can help them do much, they're like, I pass this level. Do you understand? Now, I said, it is dangerous to build a business today using the models of 10 years ago. What like the CEO of the owner of Stanbic said, when he started, I think he started Stanbic at 33 years old, and he was young. He said when he started that, the economy then was friendly to him, but the economy now is not friendly to any of us. They are young doesn't mean the economy should smile to you. No, the economy is designed to make you not grow. Apostle Femi Lazarus said something. He said that we need to step out of the idea that the bed is big for every bird, the sky is wide for every bird to fly. The system is built to bring birds down. The system we live in is built to bring the birds down. So what do you have that distincts you from the many birds that are flying? Right? So notice something. There are 5 separate mistakes now, depending on one's source of income, resisting new tools, the refusal to keep learning, and building businesses with old models. Now, these are not 5 separate mistakes. They are one mistake. Wearing 5 different outfits. Every single one of them is the same thing. Someone still trying to climb a ladder that has already been taken down. Still waiting for permission, still waiting for stability to arrive from outside instead of building it from the inside. So stability now is not external. It's now something you build from within, so that people that are outside now see that you have a stable business, you have a structure, right? You have a system in place. It even makes it easier for people to patronize you, right? Now, there are so many opportunities available today. Sorry, give me a minute. There are so many opportunities available today. Now I'm going to list a few. Entrepreneurship, freelancing, thank you, remote work, AI-assisted work, creator economy, global markets. Now, more raw materials are available right now than any generation before. That's an advantage to us. There's so much we have now than the past generation, right? Sorry, give me a minute. Yeah, so, what I want to do now is not give you another raw material, right? I want to give you something more convincing than a list of opportunities. I want to give you a pattern. So, in my work, in my business, I sit across so many business owners with skill, right? People trying to register, get compliant, and all that, get their paperwork in order, so they can, because paperwork is necessary in our. As I go further, you see why. It's necessary to grow, right? And over time, I see something every time, right? I see people with skill, and I see people with structure. I see people with so much skill, so much talent, no structure. And I see people with zero to little skill and have structure. Who do you think succeeds more? The ones with structure. Because with structure, it's very easy to get skill. Skill, it's just before they will tell you, say, have a skill. Right now, have a structure. Have a plan, like not necessarily a business plan, but know what you are doing. Have a structure, have a system that works, right? So okay. People with structure and people without structure, it's not a motivational aspect. I'm not trying to motivate you, right? It's just what I've watched happen over time and across different people, different skills, different businesses. Talent alone is not the deciding factor. Structure is. You can have talent and they will pick somebody with zero talent over you. It happens every day. A friend of mine needed to hire an accountant, right? This guy, he asked me for 2 guys, and I gave him. I said, okay, I have these 2 guys. This one studied accounting, but this one did not study accounting, but he's good with books, right? He didn't study accounting, and he's a tech guy. But what he did was he has created a system that helps you align your books in order. Who did they employ? He employed the guy that did not read accounting. He doesn't even have a degree, funny enough, but he has skill, right? But apart from the skill, he has created a structure. He has created a system that works. Do you understand? Now, moving forward, how do you position yourself? How do you position yourself? So let's make this practical. If you leave this room and do nothing else, do these 3 things I'm about to say, right? Number 1, even if by the time we are done with everything I've said, you don't do anything. I'm very conscious of my time. Then I'm done and you don't do anything. Just do these three things. Number one, name your thing. Put a name to it. Own it. Right? If what you do doesn't have a name and a price, it is a hobby, not a business. If I like to arrange chairs, yeah, and there is no name and a price for it, it's just a hobby. It's not a business. Right? I just help people with stuff. I'm a middleman. I just help you to. There's this guy I respect so much. He calls himself, I can't remember I think he calls himself the chairman of middlemen in Nigeria. So here, if you think about, if you're on Instagram and on TikTok, if you think about middlemen, he has built a system around that particular subject. Do you understand? He's not just, he will not tell you, I just like to connect buyer to seller. No. He has owned that. He now owns the niche, right? I just help people with stuff is not a name. Decide what you do. Decide what it's called. Decide what it costs. That single act changes how you think about it, and it changes how other people take you seriously. Now, before I started Nessie Consult, I had Noble Nessie Enterprise. Okay, before Noble Nessie Enterprise, right? I just used to tell people, just bring them, I did do them. Do you understand? Like, just let me just help you with this. Then you pay me what you like. And for a long time, I found that they actually be as get. Because people will not pay you what you are worth for that service if you don't give it a name and you don't give it a price. Now, that's basically just explain my first point. And number two, right? Number two, register something small before you feel ready. So let me give you a typical example. I had a client who came to me and said he wants to register a business. He has not started the business, but he just feels like he should register it. I said, is the Holy Spirit talking to you, right? Not because it's what I do, right? Not because that's my business, but I feel like it's the Holy Spirit talking to you because now, when I registered Nessie Consult, I had no idea what I was going to use it to do. I'm telling you. The name just came to my head. I'm like, instead of Noble Nessie Enterprise. In fact, what made me register Nessie Consult was that Noble Nessie Enterprise was a business team, and I wanted something bigger, has a big feel to it, limited. So I said, Nessie Consult Limited, right? And for like 2 months, I had no idea what I was going to use it to do. But I now asked myself one day, wait, I have a company, right? Let me start putting it to use. So let me go through what I wrote. I said, you will never feel ready. So the point is, number two, it says, register something small before you feel ready. The fact is, you will never feel ready. You will never feel ready. Formality is not the finish line at the end of success. Formality is not the finish line at the end of success. It's the armor you put on before the fight, not after you've already won it. Waiting until you have enough to make it official is exactly backwards. So, in my line of work, I meet people that say, okay, I want to register, but I don't have enough money now, right? Or I don't have the money to make it the business I want it to be. So I want to make it that before I now legalize it. It is a wrong approach to business. It is a wrong approach in this economy. Like Mr. Louis said, we are all business owners. Even if you're earning a salary, you are all business owners. Just that if you're earning a salary and that's your only source of income, you just have one client, which is your employer. And that's true. Everybody's a businessman. You are selling something and you're getting paid one way or another, right? So, okay, so let me give another example about myself. So, after I registered Nessie Consult, I was applying for a job, and I decided that no, let me change my approach to it here. I won't apply for the job as an individual. Let me apply to them as a corporate body, right? And the same job that I've been applying with, I've used my private mail, my work mail, my business to send them message. They didn't get back to me. But the moment I used my business as an applicant for, okay, it's no longer Gabriel Nessie applying for this job. It's now Nessie Consult is offering you this service. They are looking for somebody to fill a certain role, but I said, instead of me applying for a job as an individual, let me use my company to tell them that I'm offering them this service for a certain amount. Guess what? I got it. the same role that I applied as an individual. Do you understand? So, registering is not, this is not a sales pitch. No, it's not a sales pitch, but I'm just letting you know that these are 3 things that you need to do to position yourself in this economy. Number 1, I said, name your thing. Number 2, I said, register something small before you feel ready. And number 3, build one follow-up habit. Build one follow-up habit. So I said, find one way to stay in touch with someone who has already paid you once so that they can pay you twice. Now, I just launched a new product in my business, and it's called Nessie Consult Annual Compliance Plan, right? I'm not going to tell you the price. If you want to know the price, come and meet me later. So for that, what the person is getting is like, so rather than, after registration is not the end of business. Now, this is me explaining my business to you. It's not the end. So there's annual returns, occasional tax filing, audits, and all that. So all those things are there, and it requires the client to pay every time, right? So what I did was, okay, rather than lose track, because I can also lose track of, my clients can lose track, I can lose track, I don't register them, right? That was the idea before. So what I started doing now is, once is after registration, I give you some time, 3 months, 4 months, and I'll send you a message. With our annual compliance plan, you don't have to worry about filing annual returns again. Let us handle that for you. So I've created a system where the person that paid me once can pay me again. And it's now a yearly fee. So it's like a subscription. You subscribe for my services every year. Do you get? So you have to find a way that, if I pay you for this chair now, you have to find a way that I will pay you for, it might not necessarily pay you for the chair again, but I can pay you for something that is related to the service you did for me. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah. So most people lose more money to poor follow-up than lack of clients. And this is something I've suffered in my business a lot. So we lose money to poor follow-up. We don't follow up. I just say, okay, I don't register them, and that's the end. That's not the end. The first payment should not be the last payment. The first payment can be the start to recurring payments. Yeah? So, than lack of clients. The client is already convinced. You just have to still be there when they need you again. Name it, register it, follow up. Right? These are the 3 planks to remain valuable in this economy. Now, in closing, I'm going to say, don't wait for the economy to feel safe again. It won't. The economy will never feel safe again. Not this year, not next year. It's not because of the Nigerian government is bad. No, the economy is gone. Right? Stability was never coming from outside. No external factor is going to come and make you stable in your business. Right? Not from a job title, not from a certificate, not from a company that promised to take care of you. Right? So I was talking with my barber yesterday, and he said that when he was coming to Abuja, he had a friend that told him, no worry, when you get to Abuja, I'll find you work. He's been in Abuja 10 years now. Never see that guy one day. 10 years. And the funny part is, when he was still in Kogi State, he's an Ibrahim boy, when he was still in the village, the friend was calling him, Alpha, work day. When they come. But the moment he entered Abuja, he knows here the guy. He knows see the guy call again. He even went to the place where the guy was working. Work no day. So people can promise you the world. And things can happen. There's this saying, bad things happen to good people. And I also say good things also happen to bad people. Yeah? So life can just happen. And the promises they made to you, it's gone, right? So, not from a company that promised to take care of you. You have to build the floor. So now the ladder is gone. What do? You have to build the floor. Because the future does not belong to the most educated person in this room or the richest. It belongs to the one who adapts, creates value, who never stops learning, who stopped hunting for a ladder that isn't coming back, and started building something of their own to stand on instead. That floor is yours to build. Start this week. And in closing, I'm going to say this again, right? The future does not belong to the most educated people. You can have PhD. I've seen PhD holders be security men at banks. It is the economy we find ourselves in. It's the world we find ourselves in. You just have to create something for yourself. So the whole purpose of my speech today is create a system that works. Create a structure that works. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. I hope we were able to grab as much as we could from that presentation. All right, so we're supposed to have a panel discussion before this presentation. Yes? I'll come back to that. We're supposed to have a panel discussion before this presentation, so we'll have the panel discussion next. And but before then, I think we have had one or two persons join us while it was going on. Yes. After which, after the introduction, we'll take questions, please. Thank you. So please introduce yourself, tell us your name, and...
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Abokenena Abidemi, preferred to go by Ziva, and I am the owner of Zlux Aura and Apparels.
All right. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm
Good
Abigail
afternoon.
Amoha. I'm the owner of Abi Fashion and Fabrics.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you. So while there was someone that earlier mentioned that was to join us. He's here now. So in the person of Mr. Oladele Samuel Toluache. He is the branch manager of Union Bank PLC, overseeing Maitama and Area 3 branches in Abuja. He leads strategy execution, portfolio growth, and advisory services for SMEs, corporates, and high net worth clients. His career includes high impact roles at Diamond Bank, Fidelity Bank, and Access Bank, with achievements such as Best Trainee at Diamond Bank, Top Sales Leadership at Fidelity, and Strong Corporate Acquisition Performance at Access Bank. An award-winning academic, he brings deep expertise in financial advisory, and that's it. So he's here with us, Mr. Tolu Samuel Oladele.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Thank
afternoon.
you. I'm honored and happy to be here. Thank you.
A round of applause
You're
for him,
welcome.
please. So right about now, I will be handing over to Mr. Kenechukwu to take over the next session. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm loving how this program is moving, but do I have a minute or two before we move on to the next one especially? Mr. Gabriel, please, I would like for you to, this came up in passing while we were doing that, so I'd like for you to maybe take a minute to break down the concept of structure. Example, I run a transport business. I have probably 3 cars and people who drive them, and then like that. So that's just a breakdown of what my business looks like. So give us an idea of what structure in that type of business would mean, and in what direction that would help us in stormy days. Thank you.
So I said 3 things, right? Name, register, and follow up. Right? That's the basics, right? What is the name of your business?
Let's say K Autos.
K Autos now. I think, was it last year? So structure is, let me come this way. Structure is simple. I have something, I own it. People that, my circle, know that this is me. So you have created, like, how will I explain it now? You've created a, like, not necessarily a brand, but that is close. You've created a brand around this particular business. So like I said, I used an example of that guy that says he's the chairman of middlemen in Nigeria. He has created something that is different from every other middleman. Now, for K Autos, I told you I have someone, right, that sells cars in Abuja here. Any car you buy from him, right, you're going home with a full tank. Do you understand? So structure, apart from the documents and everything, there are so many documents that you need to get to be structured. But let's leave the documents aside. The documents are necessary, right? But when you're talking about actions, what do you need to do? You have, now in every business there is the CEO who owns it, who owns the idea. There's a CFO, there's a COO, right? So these 3 things are key, and the fact is you can be all of them. You can't be all of them. Especially if your business is just starting. You can be all of them. When I mean CEO, executive, operations, and finance. If your business has these 3, I think you're on a good, you have a good standing. So operations handles the day-to-day running of the business. Yeah. CFO, finance, basically. So the structure for the outside world is, that's as your business owner, as it relates to the outside world, is where your COO comes in. What operations does this person do that makes your business stand out from every other person in that same circle? Do you understand? That's the structure I'm explaining. But in my line of work, when I'm saying structure, I'm saying register, get compliance, trademark, get your certificates, make sure all those things are necessary. That's why I also said, apart from naming, register, get your documents in. But when I say structure, for the purpose of this event now, structure is what you do, what system have you put in place to make sure that people that pay you once will pay you twice and keep on paying you. Because, like I said, the first payment should not be the last, right? The first payment should not be the last. So, what do you do now as an automobile company that makes, somebody has bought a car from you? Does it end there? Does your relationship with that person end there? What happens after the sale? What happens after the first sale? I don't know if I'm clear.
Clear.
If I'm clear.
Very clear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So that's that from now. I think, are there any ones left? Okay, so we're good. Like my good friend said, we were supposed to have this panel discussion before we stepped up to take the future of work and business. Now, I like the way we're progressing. So now, for those of us who introduced ourselves with our businesses, and for many of us who did not, but who have businesses, this is the moment that is the most important next moment in our individual and corporate lives. And it is because of what we're about to discuss. All our businesses started from scratch. It doesn't matter how well you scratched, but there was a scratch before it gave birth to whatever business we have and are currently running or intending to run. Now, from the moment you had that business, I am very certain that there was a drive, there was a dream, and there is still a vision, right? Where you intend to be in another 10 years, what you intend to achieve in another 10, 15 years. All of these things come in the mind, right? Now, how do we translate this from the mental picture to a physical
structure that we can all see. Take example of, let's say, somebody, myself, K Autos now. In another 5 years, I want to be the one to import virtually and produce barely every car Nigeria drives. But, of course, it's just a mind thought, right? So how do I make that happen? You want to find out, right? Okay. So I will be introducing a gentleman and a gentle, are men actually gentle? Do they use title gentle for men? Now, wow. But the guy is gentle though. The guy is gentle. So I will be inviting my good friend. This one is not my friend. Please put your hands together for Grace Austin. Put your hands together for Grace Austin. She's not my friend. It's public knowledge now. She's not my friend. She will moderate on this topic we are about to present. I like to call the moderators first so that they can watch their panelists come and then they feel comfortable. And then now, this is my good friend. He's a very gentleman. My good friend Isaac Israel, Mr. Isaac Israel. If you can confirm that, please put your hands together for Mr. Isaac Israel. Moderators, yes, you stay there. You're not my friend. You stay here. You're my friend. So, should I do you the honors of inviting your panelists, or do I leave that to you? I should do that. Okay, thank you. You see, friendship. I'll deal with you. Okay, so I will not follow what was said in books. Everything they have said about these three panelists is very correct. They are all seasoned and successful gentlemen. All of them seasoned and successful. I will now say what I know about all of them, because I know them personally. We have fed, talked, and played. So first, permit me to invite my big bros, my senior man. I will not tell you people how he helped me from survival to success. There were days when I was in the final stage of Mr. Lewis's story. Yes, of course, while I was also finding my feet. I didn't drop out of a box. So Mr. Kingsley Unogu, we went to, in fact, he has been a seasoned businessman. I like to use that term. In the days when digital money was just starting, when some people didn't even know what it is, up till now, these people cashed out gold, literal gold, blocks of gold. I won't say much. Mr. Kingsley Unogu, please put your hands together as I invite him. He's very popular on Nigeria radio space, TV space, in the real estate, in digital currency, all of that. Yes, please, sir. Don't stop clapping for him. This clap himself can cash out. Let me tell you a secret. He's a millionaire, blood-hot millionaire. He has it in assets, and he has the raw cash flow. So if you open your tank now, your own cash can flow. There's another gentleman that we have worked together closely, and I have seen things about him that I am impressed about. See, let me tell you, before we go too far, there is something you need to know about anything, and that is knowledge. In everything they have all said, if you lack knowledge, I think you have not started. So put your hands together for my good friend, Ini St. Patrick. He is another seasoned businessman, very skilled in, will I call it agro, real estate, automobiles, and geography. Add geography to it. There's nowhere in Nigeria Patrick cannot tell you how to get to successfully. Ask if you're lost in Abuja, call Patrick. He'll tell you how to get out of it. So finally, I want to invite Mr. Toluwase Samuel Oladele. You had the profile yourself. So you can also live here with cash. Cash is flowing constantly. Welcome, sir. So I'll hand this over to my good friend Isaac to lead this panel, right? Are we good, sir? Okay, thank you. Please pay proper attention, please. The title of what we're about to discuss is how to grow your business from survival, like I said, to success. Survival to success. Please pay very close attention.
All right. Please, a round of applause for everyone, please. Thank you very much. Our distinguished panelists, we are grateful that you're able to make it to this occasion. The topic that we are going to look at is very critical. And I will not follow script. It just dawned on me that this is not a script thing. That is the questions we have planned. We might follow it. But as you can see us here, we are all young. And some of us have either just graduated from school, some are looking for jobs, some want to make it, they want to break through. This world break through, whether in business, in career, but let's restrict this to business. And the thing that people will always say is, do you have the money? Do you have the capital to start the business? That thing that you want to do. The question is funding the first thing someone should look at or look for as a young person? Let me use myself an example. Is money the first thing that I should be looking for in trying to start a business? So I will begin from, let me start from the middle, then the left, and then the right. Can I start with Mr. Tolu, please? Is money the first thing as a young person that I should look for if I want to start a business?
All right. I will not say money is not important. Money is important. Money is key. But the first thing that I believe you need when you want to start a business is having a solution-driven idea. So idea comes first, and not just any idea, but an idea that profiles solutions to problems that you can identify in your immediate environment. If you have money without idea, in a matter of weeks, months, or years, depending on how much liquidity you have, will go down the drain. But idea, and a solution-driven idea at that, is what will multiply the money that you have into becoming something big in the near future.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Please, a round of applause for him. And let's have an overview from them as well. Sir, can you make a comment to that? Is money really the first thing one should look out for when he wants to start a business?
Okay, frankly, when you look at startups, like before I got to where I am today in real estate, I've always been a street person. When you talk about a street guy, apart from, leaving the university and, trying to survive, because I don't like, one thing I never liked was working for anybody. I don't like anybody mortgaging my time. I like to be free to do my things. And it made me, when I left the university, I started working in an IT firm. I couldn't cope, even though I was doing very well there, but I wanted my freedom. Now, the issue I had that time was I was looking at money, that I need money to start up something. But today, I've come to realize that there was nobody that actually said, come and take money and start your business. I had to push, go into the street, like some of the things that the previous speaker was talking about. I had to go into the streets to, get that money. So now, when you are looking at starting a business, frankly, money is not number one priority. Because, capital, we usually look at capital as money, cash in the bank. There are different forms of capital. Even your the relationships you have with people. If people trust you, they will actually do business with you. And I've come to realize that if you are building a brand and you are at the startup level, you pitch your content, you've shared your ideas with people. If I cannot buy into your business while it is at the idea stage, the startup stage, even when you complete it, I will not be able to buy. So if you pitch a business and then nobody's interested in it, forget it. From that pitching of your business, people are supposed to buy into your idea if it is going to be viable. That is what I see. So I made some mistakes while I was trying to build a brand until I came to realize that your idea should be able to sell before you go public. So I will say that money is not the first thing. As in liquid cash is not the first thing you need. What you need actually, there are several things, but I'll just talk about one. What you need if you're starting a business. One, look at that business if it is something that you can actually pitch to someone. You don't go to someone and you're telling the person about a business that even you yourself know that you're not even sure of. So if you can defend that business, that idea, and then you allow people to buy into that vision, that is one major way to raise capital for that business. But sustenance is another thing. So if nobody is willing to buy into that business, to invest into that business while it's at the idea stage, I bet you, even when you look for money elsewhere and go public, nobody's going to invest in it. Thank you.
Wow. A round of applause for him. Thank you for that response. Now, before we continue, he mentioned something. If we don't buy your idea, nobody will fund your business. And I should also, of course, the panelists are aware that there is going to be two competitions. One will be the individual category where one person will come to pitch their ideas, and then the other one will be the group category. Please, I'm sure you are thinking that, okay, if I pitch my idea, this is how much I'm going to receive. Please, you better start dispelling that notion. The funding can be in form of cash for certain aspects, but it can also be in form of mentorship as well. So just put that in mind. St. Patrick, can you in 2 minutes give us your response to that question? Is funding, is money the essential, the first thing that one should look at for in trying to start up a business?
All right, thank you very much for that question. I would toe the line of my brothers here, Mr. Samuel and Mr. Kingsley. Now, when you put money first, you lose focus. I've always, for certain persons I've discussed with, I would always tell them, relationship is a more valuable currency than money. What money cannot get you, relationship will get you. And when you build a niche, when you create a niche for yourself, if you are known for something, you are a professional in this. When I say professional, not necessarily certified, but when it comes to a certain area, you are knowledgeable in that. Someone can call you up in the day or in the night and ask you, oh, what do I do? I'm in this situation or I'm in that situation. What can I do? And you are able to provide answers. You are able to provide solutions. You make yourself someone that, you make yourself a go-to guy. You know, someone that can money first, because at patience, when dealing with certain persons and certain situations, you will lose patience because you are not getting what you want, and then it seems like the other person is not understanding you, so you probably lash out on the person, and whatever you must have been or whatever you should have gotten later on, you would have lost it then. So money is not the first thing you put. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much. A round of applause for him, please.
That was a very nice and insightful information and knowledge from our first panelist. And this will lead me to my second question. I think it will be more directed to Mr. Samuel, but everybody will still respond to this. I want to know, how can entrepreneurs build business that solve problems without looking at trends? Because oftentimes when they are telling us, oh, build business that solve real-time problems, they always use terms like that, and Mr. Samuel also used that. How can we see problems that solve real-life issues without following the trends, trending things that people want to sell?
Okay, it's easy. It's all about studying and understanding your immediate environment. There was someone I met sometime last year, a billionaire. And I remember we visited him with my regional manager, and my regional manager was asking, Oga, you've come this far, you know, you're this big. How did you get to the level that you are? And he said it's simple. Anywhere he goes to, what he looks out for is a problem in that particular location. And after identifying the problems, the next thing is coming up with solutions to those problems. So that when he's coming back to talk to you, he's not coming back to tell you, Oga, give me business. No. He's coming back to tell you, oh, in your environment, in your location, in your office, in your institution, I've identified so-so and so-so and so-so and so-so and so-so issues. But beyond identifying these issues, these are the solutions I have, you know, to these problems. So why not give me a contract to do this, or hire me as a consultant to do this or do this and do this? So basically, you have to study your immediate environment and identify problems that you can proffer solutions to. I don't believe in following trend. Oh, everybody is doing this line of business and you just want to go to that line of business. At some point, it becomes saturated. I think Gabriel was saying something, you know, the general saying the sky is big enough for all the birds to fly. But you're also in a place where there are certain factors that bring those birds down, isn't it? So I don't believe in following trends. I've never advised anyone to follow trend. Oh, do this because everybody is doing it. Sometimes it pays, but most times what is usually long-lasting is, you know, a unique idea that, you know, solves problems that have been identified. That's one. Number two, for everything and anything that you intend doing, you also have to be passionate about it. It has to be something that you have passion for. Otherwise, you will start it and with time you get tired of it. And why did I say that? If you're doing something, and typically of most businesses, you don't reap the rewards in the immediate. Most times the rewards come, you know, long term. So that means there has to be a certain level of patience that you need to have for you to be successful and break through with time. But you can't have that patience if you are not passionate about that thing. It is the passion that you have that will continue to drive you despite the initial challenges. It is the passion that you have that will continue to drive you, you know, despite the fact that at the initial stage it looks unsuccessful. But because you love what you're doing, you keep putting in the efforts. You keep, you know, channeling the necessary energy and positivity towards it. And then the breakthrough comes with time. It's just like marriage. You know, I know this is not a marriage clinic, yeah? But if you want to get married to someone, beyond the physical attraction, there has to be some certain level of friendship or love that you have for that person. Because trust me, after the first few weeks or months or years of marriage, the quote and unquote physical attraction might no longer be there, or you will not be seeing it again because you've gotten too used to it. So what will keep the marriage going at that point is, the love, friendship, and understanding that is now the bedrock of the marriage. So that's how it is too with business, Identify problem, offer solutions to those problems, but also ensure that whatsoever it is that you're doing, you have the passion for it. That way, no matter the challenge that you face, you will keep on pushing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think one of the things I picked from you, because Patrick also mentioned that don't put money first. If you put money first, you lose patience. So let's know your passion. Think of a problem you can solve, then you push. Sir, please, we would like to hear 2 cents from you, please. Thank you.
To add to your question, I don't know, because our standing coordinator has given us some time. To add to your question, can you also add to it, why is it that businesses in the first 3 years fail? Is like a bad omen that is within the first 3 years, business will fail? Why is it so? Can you do that in 2 minutes?
All right. I think Mr. Samuel actually answered that question already. He talked about passion. If you start a business, if you go into a business because Mr. A is doing the same thing, that business may not last with you because you don't have the passion, you don't have the drive to sustain that business. You may even be wealthier than the person that is doing it successfully, but you just find out that yours is not working because you don't have passion for that. You're not cut out for that. So before you go into any venture, you need to check and be very sure that you can actually do it. There's someone I know who sells palm oil, and then this guy does it perfectly well. If you see him, in fact, you will see him with the palm oil on his body, and he's making his millions. Then someone else wants to go and do the same thing, and you don't want oil to touch you. You are Mr. White. You can't thrive in that kind of business. So you must have passion for the business before you can go into it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir, let's hear from you. The question was, how can entrepreneurs build businesses that solve real-time problem? But while responding to that, we would like to hear 2 cents on this. So in regards to the technology, in regards to AI and the rest of it, currently now, those that do graphic designs, ghostwriting, most of the skills that people had learned before now, we realize that AI is doing it and doing it good, which has limited the people that are dependent on that. People that usually their full-time work is maybe graphic designs, logo, this and that. Most people no longer go to them. They now first go to AI. You see so many AI-generated flyers and logo around. So how do you think people, entrepreneurs that are working on that are moving there, how do you think they can continue?
All right. First things first. Let's piggyback to the last thing you said. You know, when you have, okay, I heard of this story that there was a man that was into working transistor radios back then. I'm not sure. I think very few persons will know transistor radios here back then. That was what he was making money on. And after a while, I think the radio started evolving and the rest and all of that, and he lost his hold on that. Now, what I think one should do when it comes to competing, you don't compete with AI, you develop yourself. Develop yourself, add more value to whatever it is that you're working or you are selling. Add more value. You know, there are certain things that AI cannot give. There are certain endpoints AI cannot give you. It needs the human touch. It needs a human touch. There is a human touch to whatever AI gives you. it is also, it's one and zeros. It emanated from someone's head. It's all one and zeros. So you know that that is not the end point. You can add something to that.